Colossians chapter 3, verse 1 to 4. If then you will rise with Christ, seek those things which are above, where Christ is sitting at the right hand of God. Verse 2. Set your mind on the thing above, not on the thing on the earth. For you die, and your life is hidden with Christ in God. When Christ, who is our life, appears, then you also will appear with him in glory. Yes, in this verse, I just want to point out 2.2 things. One is seek those things which are above. Seeking. And the second is in verse 2, set your mind on things above. Set and seek. First is seek. Second is set your mind on things which above. The two words I just want to point out. In verse 4, when Christ, who is our light, appear, then you also would appear with him in glory. We discussed everything before about which one we have to emphasize this whole thing. It is we see that Apostle Paul encouraged to Colossians chapter 3 verse 1 and 2 in here. Seek and set your mind on things above. Thank you so much.
It's almost like the Apostle Paul knew about Matthew 6:33.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think about the things of heaven.
Yeah, brother. I really like how you broke that down. Number one, seek the things which are above. Number two, set your minds on things that are above. So what does that leave room for? Nothing else. We're supposed to die to ourselves. That's what it means to die to yourself and live for Jesus Christ. I think it's titled in the NLT version. The chapter's titled "Live Life."
Live a new life. Yeah.
The NAS says not carnality, but Christ. So in other words, not my flesh, right? But Christ.
So we should focus, not deny what's going on, but our focus should be on Christ.
Mm-hmm.
When you focus on the Lord, it gives you a different perspective. My wife always said it's all about perspective. So it gives you a different outlook on the way things are. If you just focus on your circumstances or focusing on material things or whatever, you're going to have a different perspective on everything.
Mm-hmm.
If you focus it on the Lord, it should change the way you think and change the way you do things.
Yeah, it's like the sayings like, what would Jesus say? Or what would Jesus do? Or what would Jesus think?
Right. Sadly, a lot of people that say that don't know because they don't look in the scripture.
Right.
But
what would he think?
True.
Right.
Yeah. Well, let's look and see. Oh, look, it's not what you're saying. But
Yeah.
But yeah.
But his thoughts are not ours, and his ways are not ours. So.
Right. Those are well-intentioned sayings. That they are, but they need to be scripturally applied.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right,
and we don't need to ask the question, really, what would Jesus do? We can read what he did. We can read what he thought.
He did, yeah.
Right.
If you're reading the word, you would know what he'd do. So you ask that question, if you're not reading the word, then what are you gonna make up your own interpretation of what you think is right.
Right.
The scripture always, says They did what they thought was right in their own eyes.
Right.
And that's what happens a lot.